One day, a 12-year-old boy is hanging out with his older cousin.
Was your cousin an influence on you?
Yes, I look up to him. Because when you're at that age, you know, superheroes, war heroes are like in comic books, TV. This he was vicious, mean, strong, you know.
The cousin says, "Come here, let me tell you about my time in the war." He begins sharing horrific stories about his experiences in Vietnam, violent acts he committed and unspeakable things he did to women. To prove it, he even pulls out Polaroid photos, most showing brutal images of women. Strangely, instead of being disgusted, the boy is fascinated.
I didn't mind seeing all that gore and violence. It was a turn-up. It was exciting.
About a year later, the two cousins, Ricardo, the younger one, and Mike, the older, are together again. While at Mike's house, Mike gets into a heated argument with his wife. In a fit of rage, he pulls out a gun and kills her right in front of Ricardo.
It was a sunny day. I had been with Mike that day, hanging out, and he got to his house about 3 p.m. It struck me that she was dead, you know, because I knew her pretty good. Death had a very profound effect on me when I saw it.
Once again, Ricardo isn't horrified, he's intrigued. From then on, Ricardo's life spirals.
I came to California. I came here to live. And I came looking for a pot of gold, but I found a pot of iron instead.
He starts using hallucinogenic drugs, gets into petty theft, becomes obsessed with religion, and eventually drops out of high school.
I'd like to know your feelings about what they call the devil's den of cocaine.
I love it.
By 22, Ricardo moves from Texas to San Francisco, hoping for a fresh start. Instead, he dives deeper into drugs, abandons hygiene, lives on junk food, and his teeth begin to rot.
When I was on the street, I was a loner. I stayed to myself. I really had no contact with people. You know, I didn't think about other people's feelings and needs.
I used to love, doing burglaries so much, right? I still dream about it.
You dream about it now?
Yeah, excitement.
After 2 years of this lifestyle, he suddenly decides to start killing. His first victim is a 9-year-old girl. Lured into the basement of the hotel where he's staying, he assaults and murders her, but that's only the beginning. 3 months later, in Los Angeles, he breaks into the home of a 79-year-old woman, assaults her, kills her with a knife, and robs her. Over the next year, Ricardo continues his spree. He ambushes women, couples, and random strangers. Sometimes he waits in garages. Other times he breaks into homes at night.
For some, it is the very act of killing another human being that is sexual. Bloodlust, I guess you could say.
His methods vary. Shootings, stabbings, brutal assaults, and often he leaves behind satanic symbols. In one case, he even mutilates a victim and keeps her eyes as a trophy. The police begin connecting the crimes. Similar methods, the same shoe prints, partial fingerprints. Crucially, investigators discover that his sneakers are rare. Only one pair of that size had been sold in Los Angeles. Meanwhile, the media coins his infamous nickname, the Night Stalker.
A serial killer is caught up in a frenzy. And by the time it's over and done with, he'll reflect back on it and wish it had lasted longer.
Finally, authorities have his identity and an old mugshot to release to the public. Within days, his face is plastered across the news. People everywhere are on high alert. 2 days later, Ricardo is spotted at a convenience store in Los Angeles. When bystanders recognize him, he panics and tries to steal a car. More people realize who he is and a crowd forms. Chased through the streets, he's eventually pulled from a stolen car, beaten by citizens, and held down until police arrive. He's arrested and charged with 13 murders, 5 attempted murders, 11 sexual assaults, and 14 burglaries. Found guilty on all counts, he's sentenced to death by gas chamber. And yet, in one of the strangest twists, while on death row, he attracts fans, people who write to him, visit him, and even admire him. One woman falls in love with him and they marry. This is how one of America's most notorious killers, the Night Stalker, lived and died. Eventually, cancer claimed him behind bars.